Hey vinyl friends and vinyl community, it's Brian from Brian's Vinyl Records. It is Monday, and that means it's time for another installment of Vinyl Editions. This time we have Record Store Day, Black Friday. Now, it's been a wild year, not to mention for Record Store Day. 4 total drops in all. The Black Friday was the normal one, but the original April separated into 3 drops. We've had a great time with Record Store Day this year. I did participate this year. I was on the fence, actually, on whether or not I wanted to participate in this Black Friday, and the reason being that nothing really stood out to me on the list that I really needed to have. The Fountains of Wayne would have been nice, but I just couldn't justify the price on that one for really one song that I love, and the rest that are, pretty good album, but not that I would really listen to on a regular basis, so I figured I'd pass on that. There were really 4 albums on the list that I thought I would like to have, and ended up turning into maybe 5 or 6 that I'd like to have, but I wasn't going to be sad if I didn't get them. So my plan this year was to actually go in a little later than normal. So normally I wake up at 5 o'clock, I hit the road, I'm on my way out, I get there before 6 o'clock in the morning, and I'm typically, third in line, somewhere around there. And that usually works out really well. This year I decided I would sleep an extra hour and leave and get there just before 7 o'clock, because like I said, if I didn't get what I wanted, I wasn't going to be too upset about it. So instead, that's what my plan was. Didn't quite work out that way. I ended up waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning, which is an hour earlier than I normally do, and I couldn't get back to sleep. So by about 4:45, I just decided to get out of bed, and I ended up taking a nice long bath to kind of warm myself up, because let's face it, it's November, it's Minnesota, it was really cold out. And so I warmed myself up, got out of the bath, got everything ready, and I think I got on the road. I probably left after eating some breakfast and whatnot about 6 o'clock, 6:05 in the morning. So I still kept to my plan to go there a little later than normal. This just saved me some heartache of sitting outside in the cold for too long, so it was kind of nice. So I did leave around 6:05-ish. I got there about 6:50. It's about a 45-minute drive to the store I like to go to. Got there about 6:50 in the morning, and I was, I would have been 5th in line. So not bad. Waiting an extra hour, I lost a total of 2 spaces, and basically I lost a space because it was the same 2 people that are always there in front of me, plus they brought a friend along, and then another guy got there at 4 a.m. and was first in line. So I didn't really lose a whole lot out of that, so it was pretty good. But let's get into what I did pick up. Before I do want to give an update. I did mention that I had pre-ordered this album, and it took an extra week or so to get here than everyone else's, and this is the website exclusive yellow vinyl copy of AC/DC's brand new album. So now I do have 2 copies. I have the yellow and I have the black versions, but I did want to update. I did finally get this in. Super excited about it. Sounds great, and love to have the extra copy anyway. My favorite band. So all right, so I mentioned 4 albums really that I wanted to pick up, that if I didn't get them, I wasn't going to be upset about. Let's talk about them. I did get all 4, so I'm pretty happy about that. The first one is this one. This is Alanis Morissette. This is live at London's O2 Shepherd's Bush Empire in 2020. It is an all-acoustic set from Alanis Morissette. Includes all of her big hits, some really good stuff. She sounds absolutely amazing. The recording is awesome on here, and super glad that I did pick this up. It is really a good record. I don't know how many are still out there, but if you like Alanis Morissette, I do recommend picking this up. It is just really a good sounding album, and yeah, really enjoyed it. So happy to pick this up. Alanis Morissette. This one is on Rhino Records. They always produce good stuff, so super happy with that. The next one was this Norah Jones Playdate album. So this is like B-sides from her most recent album. It's interesting. It's a lot of duets and collaborations on this one, and not her greatest album per se, but there's some good stuff on here. My wife didn't really care a lot for the collaboration partners that she heard, and she only heard the first 2 songs, which the collaborators on those were, I think it was like Rodrigo. Let's see here if I pull this out. The first one was Rodrigo Amarante, and the second one was Mavis Staples. She didn't really care for Mavis Staples of all people, but I listened to the whole thing. I enjoyed it. It wasn't, like I said, her best work. You can tell why these were kind of B-sides, but I did enjoy it, and I'm glad I have this in my collection. It was a fun listen. The next two are the ones I was really hoping to get of all the albums that were out there. This first one, I was just really intrigued by this. This is Jazz Sabbath. So this is like a lot of songs from Black Sabbath's first album and put to jazz. It is super, super awesome. So this is the limited edition blue vinyl, so you can see here. And it's also a mono. The original that they released was a stereo press, which is still available out there. If you didn't get this, you can find the stereo press. It is available at certain places, so give your local record store a call. I know my local record store had a bunch of copies, and they ended up selling them, shockingly, so they don't have any more, but check your local record store. They may have a copy of the stereo version of this. It is super cool. I really, really enjoyed it, and what's really nice about this one is it comes with a DVD. So the whole thing is kind of a joke piece that he had originally wrote all the Black Sabbath's first album, and Black Sabbath stole it from him. So there's a whole story and a mockumentary, I guess you could say, and that's on this DVD. So I'm really excited to listen to that. But yeah, super pumped I got this one. It's really cool. And the last one was the one I really wanted to get. This is Buckcherry's first album with the song Lit Up on it. Really like Buckcherry, actually. They remind me of AC/DC in a way, a little harder edge, and I've always enjoyed their music. This is a great album. I now have their first and second albums on vinyl, which I think is great. A really cool flame like vinyl on there is just awesome. So super pumped I was able to pick that up. After I was done with my first record store day drops, I ran over to the other location, my main location down in the valley in Golden Valley, and I was able to talk to the guys there because I always like to check in. There was really nothing I wanted to get there. I had the four that I wanted. I did look at the Jewel live album, which looks really great, but I just didn't want to spend the price on it. It just wasn't, for me, worth the $35 that they were charging. But I did see this there. This is the new album from the Smashing Pumpkins, CYR, and this is indie exclusive red and black splatter type marble vinyl. They call it, I think, Purple Blood. Really cool. Looking forward to this. I did listen to the first 9 tracks that they put out from this album. It is 20 tracks in all, I believe, a double album. And with my discount there, I got it down to right around what it was being charged on Amazon for. Initially, this was like a $40 album, I think, but my local had it for $36. I got a discount, which brought it down to about $34 in all, which I think was pretty good. I think Amazon was charging right below 34 at about 33.70, something like that. So in all, happy to support the local record store, and I got the indie exclusive version, so super excited about that. I have not listened to it yet, but I'm looking forward to spinning it. I really did like what I saw. All right, that does it for record store day proper, but I also picked up a whole lot of stuff here, guys. I went a little overboard. I tend to be doing that a lot lately. Must be the time of year or something, but I did pick up some stuff on an online Facebook sale. The first one here is Dwight Yoakam's Hillbilly Deluxe from 1987. A really, really fun album. If you like country music and Dwight Yoakam, this is a must-have. This one and there's a couple others. This doesn't have any of the really big hits, I don't think, on here from him, but it is just an absolutely fantastic album. So super pumped to have picked that up. I also picked this up for fun. This is a kind of like a compilation type thing. This is Chris, Willy, Dolly, and Brenda. And I believe it's kind of like what she did with Linda Ronstadt and whatnot. Just a bunch of collaborations and stuff from each of these people on here. And I haven't listened to it yet, but super excited to have it. I got it for like $5, so might as well give it a try. This one I picked up because I'm not a real big fan of this artist at all. I never really liked or listened to him, but I'm broadening my horizons because everyone just really loves this album, so I did pick it up. This is Neil Young's Harvest, And I did listen to a little bit of it on stream to see what it was like. I enjoyed a lot of it, so I decided to just give it a try and see if I can get into Neil Young. To me, it's always been about the voice. Not a big, huge fan of Neil Young's voice, but I'm gonna see if I can enjoy it anyway. Well, I do want to mention I talked about sleeves earlier in the video, and I want to mention I tried these gatefold sleeves from Big Fudge, and I'm just not a fan at all of them. They're too loose. I do not like the fact that they're too loose like that. It feels like the sleeve could fall off at any time. And also, I don't know, and maybe all the gatefold sleeves are like that, but I just don't like having it open right here. I like having it up top. I don't think I'm going to get that with gatefold, but we'll see. I did order some Vinyl Storage Solutions stuff, and we'll see how that goes when it gets here. It's pre-ordered, so I'm not sure. It'll probably not be here till December or January. But once I get those, I'm going to swap these out because I do not like them at all. So if you're looking for gatefold outer sleeves, my recommendation is stay away from the Big Fudge. They're just way too loose on here. They don't seem to protect it very well at all. But anyway, Neil Young Harvest, and also from that same auction I picked this up. This is Collective Soul Live. This is a hard one to get. It's from 2017, and I think normally you find these like $50 or $60. I got it for $15, so I couldn't pass it up. It's in excellent shape, so yeah, I'm gonna give this one a spin. All right, also I went and saw one of my local record stores, one of them that's closer to me. He posts a lot of his new stuff online. I saw one that I really wanted to get, and that was this Marcus King Band. This is self-titled album, I do believe, and really enjoy Marcus King's guitar playing. He's fantastic. This is cool because it mixes both blues, which is what he does mostly, and some jazz in here too. He's got some real cool stuff with some horns, some saxophones, some trumpets, all sorts of stuff in here. So it's really an eclectic mix from him, and I really enjoyed listening to this a lot. So yeah, happy to pick up Marcus King Band's self-titled album. Really enjoyed Marcus King. And then while I was there, I found this. I just recently heard about these girls and really wanted to give them a try, and the owner said they're absolutely fantastic, so I picked up this album. This is Larkin Poe, Venom and Faith. This is awesome. I really liked it, so I'm definitely going to be picking up more of their stuff in the future, because this was just a killer sounding album. It's like blues and southern rock infused music, and really good. Check them out. All right, also, as many of you probably know, Amazon did a buy two get one free sale again, and so I picked up some stuff that I had been eyeing for a while that were in the sale. We'll start with this Sheryl Crow's Threads album. This is a really good album with a lot of collaborations on here, kind of her bringing in all the people who influenced her career or did something to make her career better, and bringing them all together and making an album of songs that she collabed with people on. Clapton, Jason Isbell, Chris Stapleton's on here, Johnny Cash, just so much stuff. And Audible, if you're an Audible member, had a Audible original with Sheryl Crow where she went through her whole career and really talked about it, did some songs acoustically for us also, and it was really fascinating when she got to this album to hear her talk about it. So this is great. I recommend it. It's a fun album. Threads by Sheryl Crow. Very nice. Also, I picked up this Dinosaur Junior album from 1987. It's called You're Living All Over Me. Not ever heard this one before. Really only familiar with the early 90s albums that they put out. Not familiar at all with the earlier stuff or even later stuff after that, but I picked this up because it was really cheap, and it's pretty good. The production is definitely not the 90s production that they had, but it's still Dinosaur Junior, and I still enjoyed giving this one a listen. And then I also picked up Lana Del Rey's Paradise. This is the kind of extra EP for the Born to Die album. It's a similar cover to the Born to Die, and this is the Paradise. So, this one's really interesting. Definitely pay attention to that. Just don't play this when you have kids around. Probably not the best idea, but there you go. Also added to my Carly Rae Jepsen collection. This is Dedicated, her most recent album, and they also put out Side B, they call it, so extras. So this is like 20 some songs that she put out at a time here. This was the album proper, and this was like the B-sides that didn't make the album. So really interested in looking forward to listening to those, pick those up as well. Then last but not least, I wanted to mention this. I showed this in my sleeve video, but I did pick up the Target. I still have not received my order from Taylor Swift. It still shows that it hasn't shipped yet. I have emailed them twice now. I will. They said to check with the UPS to see what they say, but UPS just shows that they have not even received it. So I emailed them again last night, and we'll see what they say now on it. But still have not received my copy that I ordered from her website, pre-ordered. But I did pick up this Target version, which is the red vinyl, and it sounds awesome. So super happy to have that. Still hoping to get my pre-order. Last but certainly not least, guys, I do want to go through and show you some of the albums I picked up from Mobile Fidelity Sound Lab. I did see that one that I really wanted was in stock again, and I jumped on it. Dire Straits' Love Over Gold, back in stock at Mobile Fidelity Sound Lab, at least it was, and I jumped on it right away. I'm trying to get all the Dire Straits on the original master recordings from Mobile Fidelity, and I just keep watching for them to come out, and I pick them up when they do. So super excited to have Love Over Gold on MoFi. I can't wait to listen to this. It's going to be just absolutely amazing. This is a great album. And then, of course, I picked one other up. This one is the Silver Label, Mobile Fidelity Sound Lab, so not an original master recording, but this is B-52's Cosmic Thing with the song Love Shack and Rome on it. Real excited to give this a spin. I'm going to do a comparison. I bought the Record Store Day version of this from a few years back with the cool splattered colorful vinyl, and I'm going to listen to that and this and see what the major differences are, because this is not, like I said, an original master recording, so it doesn't come sourced from the original masters. It comes sourced from a second or third gen, usually in those cases, or they can't tell what the source is. So I'm curious to see how these sound compared to a standard pressing, because I know the original master recordings sound absolutely amazing. So if these sound amazing as well, that's going to be very exciting for me. So I will check that out and see how they compare, and maybe do a video on that as well. Well, there you have it. That is my Record Store Day and More edition of Vinyl Editions. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give a thumbs up and leave a comment below. I love interacting with everybody. If you're new, hit that subscribe button. Would love to have you along for the ride. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, keep spinning, vinyl friends.